Test. Okay, let me wait for a while before I start talking. Okay, hey guys. So, I'm back. So, this is my second stream of the same day. Gonna do the Bible. Right. Yes. Okay, so I wanna talk about something before we start. So, and I have a apple juice with me, so you can drink that and you can hear me talk. So, what I wanna say is, I heard, because we are talking about God, right? Reading the Bible and stuff. I heard some person on the internet, I don't really remember who, he or she said that God won't put something in your mind that you cannot do, right? So, and they said that the reason that you have this great ambition in life, ambition or dreams in life, and your parents or your friends don't have it, is because it's meant for you, it's not meant for them, right? So that just, after this afternoon first stream, it just reminded me of that. Yummy apple juice. So this content creation thing, right, that I'm pursuing, right, a lot of people don't even start their own YouTube channel. Maybe is, let's say, God is real, and maybe God put the idea in my mind that I can become a content creator, because he won't put something that I cannot accomplish, right, in my mind, like a swimmer, right? And he don't put the idea of becoming a content creator, a YouTuber, a streamer to everybody's mind, because not everybody can do this, but I can do it. That's why he put it in my mind. So if you have this great ambition in life, whatever it might be, and nobody seems to understand you, maybe it's a blessing, because nobody else can do it except you. And my goal for tonight actually, is night time. Tonight's stream is, let's finish the whole of Genesis, right? Genesis is 50 pages long, and we are at page 41 now. So I'm sure we can read 10 more pages. Should I do this up or down? Let's put it down. Read 10 more pages. Okay, let's go. Boom. 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 At the end of 2 full years, Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. Behold, 7 cattle came up from the river. They were sleek and fat, and they were fed in the marsh grass. Behold, 7 other cattle came up after them out of the river, ugly and thin, and stood by the other cattle on the brink of the river. The ugly and the thin cattle ate up the 7 sleek and fat cattle. So Pharaoh awoke. Oh, he dreamed that, okay. He slept and dreamed a second time. And behold, 7 head of grain came up on one stalk, healthy and good. Behold, 7 heads of grain, thin and blasted, with the east wind sprung up after them. The thin heads of grain swallowed up by 7 healthy and full years. Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. In the morning his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all of Egypt's magicians and wise men. Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was no one who could interpret them to Pharaoh. Then the chief cupbearer spoke to Pharaoh, saying, I remember my thoughts today. The Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me in custody in the house of the captain of the guard with the chief baker. We dreamed a dream one night. He and I, each man dreamed according to the interpretation of his dream. There was with us a young man, a Hebrew, a servant of the captain of the guard, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dream. And we know that guy is named Joseph. He interpreted to each man according to his dream, as he interpreted to us, so it was. He restored to me my office, and he hanged him. The Pharaoh sent and called Joseph and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. He shaved himself, changed his clothing, and came into Pharaoh. I want to say something here. So they are all prisoners, right? But this prisoner, which is named Joseph, because he's able to have this skill set, right, of interpreting dreams, he's treated differently by the Pharaoh, right? So what can I learn from that is maybe I have a skill set and maybe you have a skill set that maybe seems weird, like, I don't know, interpreting a dream. Well, you don't even think it's a skill set, but just because you're weird means that most people can't do the things you can do. So yeah, maybe your whole life you think, why am I so weird? I don't fit in, but this is a pro to not fitting in. Pharaoh said to Joseph, I have a dream. I dreamed a dream, and there was no one who can interpret it. I have heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it. Joseph answered the Pharaoh, saying, It isn't in me. God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace. Pharaoh spoke to Joseph, In my dream, behold, I stood on the brink of the river, and behold, 7 fat and sleek cattle. And very interesting, they use the word 7. It's God's number, 777. Fat and sleek cattle came out of the river. They fed on marsh grass, and behold, 7 other cattle came up after them, poor and very ugly and thin, such as I never knew in all the land of Egypt for ugliness. The thin and ugly cattle ate up the first 7 fat cattle, and when they has eaten that up, it couldn't be known that they had been eaten, but they were still ugly as at the beginning. Okay, so before Joseph interprets it, I want to try guessing the interpretation, Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. So let me think. So there's thin cattle that ate the fat cattle, so 7 of them. And then after that, grain. So 7 grains came up on one's healthy and good stalk. And then 7 head of grain, thin and blasted with it, sprang out after them. So maybe let's talk about cattle first. The 7 thin cattle and the 7 fat cattle represents the poor and the rich people, and the poor people will eat the rich, right? So they'll kill them somehow and take their wealth, right? The question is, the grains is quite confusing. So maybe the grain symbolizes their produce, their farms, their fruits, their vegetables, their grains that they farm. So it was good. 7 of them was good. But then, because of the east wind, so some wind, or maybe let's say some natural disaster, it makes their farms barren. Okay, that's my guess. Let's see what the interpretation is. So I woke in my dream, and behold, 7 heads of grain came out, one stalk, full and good, and behold. Wait, I want to say something. Is this Pharaoh? No, but that's in the New Testament. Remember in the New Testament, Jesus Christ came to the Jews because they were not Jews, the slaves, I don't know, of his race, because they were being owned by a Pharaoh, and he gave them like 7 plagues, right? 7 things. But this is the Old Testament, so it's not Jesus Christ, so it can't be that. Behold, 7 heads of grain, withered thin and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after him. The thin head of grain swallowed up the 7 good heads of grain. I told it to the magicians, but there was no one who can explain it to me. Joseph said to the Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one. What God is about to do is declared to the Pharaoh. Wait, I thought that's in the New Testament. The 7 good cattle are 7 years, and 7 good heads of grains are 7 years. The dream is one, okay? The 17 and ugly cattle that came after them are 7 years. And also the 7 empty heads of grain blasted in the east wind. There will also be 7 years of famine. Whoa, so many 7 years. The thing which I have spoken to Pharaoh, God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. Behold, 7 years of great plenty throughout the land of Egypt are coming. Great plenty. So it will be, wow, a lot of riches coming first before the famine. 7 years of famine will arise after them. And all the plenty will have been forgotten in the land of Egypt. The famine will consume the land, and the plenty will not be known by the land by reason of the famine which follows, for it will be very grievous. So actually, if you knew what's gonna happen, you can survive the famine because you knew there will be enough in the plenty, great plenty, to feed the famine. So 1 year for 1 year, right? But because they don't know that the famine is coming, so they are complacent, so they couldn't. It's a great famine, a lot of people will die. The dream was doubted to wait, but he told Pharaoh. So if this Pharaoh is a good leader, right, he will plan for the famine throughout the years of plenty. He will save the grains, save all the food, try to help as much people as possible, make them, give them the knowledge that a famine will come and it will last 7 years, and don't try to consume all the food at once. So let's see how good this Pharaoh is as a leader. Because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. So Pharaoh, so the double plenty and double famine will apply to Pharaoh. So let's see. Now therefore let Pharaoh look for a discreet and wise man and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this and let him appoint overseers over the land, and take up a fifth part of the land of Egypt, produced in the 7 plenteous years. Let them gather all the food of these good years that come, and store the grain under the land of Pharaoh's food for the cities, and let them keep it. So this guy is very good. He's taking action now, which I respect a lot. For people that are too scared to take action or just wait their time, I do not respect. So this guy instantly took action, which is very commendable. The food will be to supply the land against the 7 years of famine, which will be in the land of Egypt, so that the land will not perish through the famine. Wow, what a good leader. Amazing foresight, because he's the only one that dreamt this dream and had the interpretation to know the meaning of it. The thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, in the eyes of his servants. Pharaoh said to his servants, can we find such a one as this, a man in whom the Spirit of God? Pharaoh said to Joseph, because God has shown you all of this, there is no one so discreet and wise as you. You shall be over my house. Other people will be ruled according to your word. Only in the throne I will be greater than you. Okay, wait. Let me see something. I've just thought that Joseph didn't say plenty and famine in terms of food, right? We assume it's food, right? Talk about famine, we assume it's food. But what if it's different than food? Because you can... But it doesn't make sense, because all they need to do is eat in the old times, so it doesn't make sense. So let's just assume it's food. But I just thought that it might not be food. Talking about famine and plenty, what if it was something totally different than food? And this might be the wrong thing he did, because it might not be food. But just thinking too deep. Pharaoh said to Joseph, behold, I have set you over all the land of Egypt. And I want to say something. I'm pausing again. This is what I want to read in the Bible. I don't want to read some some uncomfortable things by Lot by Abraham. Like I want to read some nice stories, which is interesting. Firstly, very interesting. Secondly, it's maybe there's a hidden lesson at the end, which is way nicer to read. Pharaoh took off his singlet ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in robes of fine linen and put a gold chain about his necklace. He made him ride in the second chariot which he had. They cried before him, bow the knee. What I'm thinking now is they're treating Joseph like a god, essentially, right? But that assumes he's right about the prediction. And if he's wrong, right, every good thing he's doing now will be something. They will hate him for making a mistake. But as I said just now, maybe it's not even a mistake. He can be talking about famine, but it's not a food famine. And then they'll realize he's wrong, but actually he's not wrong. You just interpreted him wrong. He sent him all over the land of Egypt. Pharaoh said to Joseph, I am Pharaoh. Without you, no man shall lift up his hand or his foot in all the land of Egypt. Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphanapha-Paneah and gave him Esner, the daughter of Proprietary priest of On, as a wife. Joseph went out over the land of Egypt. He's doing it so soon. We don't even know whether he's right. Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Joseph went out of the presence of Pharaoh and went through all the land of Egypt. In the 7 plenteous years, the land has produced abundantly. He gathered all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt and laid the food in the cities. He stored food in each city from the fields around that city. Joseph laid up grain as the sand of the sea, and very much until he stopped counting, for it was without number. To Joseph were 2 born sons before the year of famine came, whom Esner, the daughter of Proprietary priest of On, bore to him. Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, which means forget, for he said, God has made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. The name of the second he called Ephraim, twice faithful, right? Faithful, fruitful, for God had made me fruitful in the land of my affliction. Okay, but we know the famine is coming. 7 years of plenty when the land of Egypt came to an end. It's even worse, right? Because people become complacent when they get rich. They get rich, they spend more, they eat more. They don't have this mindset that to suffer through the famine. Because they became comfortable. The 7 years of famine began to come, just as Joseph had said. There was famines in all the land of Egypt. There were bread. Oh, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread. Wow, amazing Pharaoh. When all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And the Pharaoh said to Egyptians, go to Joseph. What he says you do. The famine was over all the surface of the earth. Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold to the Egyptians. The famine was severe in the land of Egypt. All the countries came to Egypt to Joseph to buy grain because the famine was severe in all the earth. Wow. It affected the whole earth. I thought it just affected Egypt, right? But it affected the whole earth. Wow. Now Jacob saw that there was grain in Egypt. But is there even enough grain in Egypt to go around the whole world? There's definitely not. And if you can't even take care of your own people in your own country, how can you take care of the whole world? And Jacob said to his sons, do you look at one another? He said, behold, I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. See, go down there and buy for us from there, so that we may live and not die. Joseph's 10 brothers went down to buy grain from Egypt. Oh, there won't be enough grain for everybody. But Jacob didn't send Benjamin, Joseph's brother, with his brothers, for he said, please perhaps happen to him. A son of Israel, which is also named Jacob, came to buy among these who came. For the famine was in the land of Canaan, Orah. Joseph was. I wonder if there's hidden meaning to Canaan later on in the Bible. Because they keep bringing up this land of Canaan, which is named after a person Canaan, which is Noah's grandson, I think, if I'm not wrong, from Noah's Ark, which was cursed by his father to be. No, cursed by somebody, I think Noah. Either that or one of Noah's son to be the servant of servants. But they keep bringing out this name, land of Canaan. So I'm thinking this place must be very important in the future. Joseph was the governor over the land. It was he who sold to all the people of the land. Joseph's brothers came and bowed themselves down to him with their faces to the earth. Joseph saw his brothers. And you know his brothers hate him. Because he has this prophecy that he will be above his brothers and his father. So his brothers hate him, actually. But this time is flipped, right? Because his brother need help from Joseph. And Joseph, being a man of righteousness, I think he'll help all his brothers. Let's see. Because Joseph, from the story that we read, is a very good person. Extremely good person. He recognized them, but acted like a stranger to them. Oh, and spoke roughly to them. Let's see. Maybe he got a hidden meaning, or maybe he just don't like his brother. But I think maybe he got a hidden meaning. He said to them, "Where did you come from?" Of course, he knows where they come from. They said, "From the land of Canaan to buy food." Joseph recognized his brother, but they didn't recognize him. They didn't even recognize Joseph. That's how much they hated Joseph. They forgot about his brother. Joseph remembered the dreams he had dreamed about them. Remember? That's what I said. He said that you are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land. Well, they're starving. Firstly, everybody else in the world is starving. They're not here. They are not here just to harm the land, right? They're just here to survive. But I understand where Joseph is coming from because they hated him since they were kids. So let's see. I still have hope that Joseph will do the right thing. I don't even know what's the right thing, to be honest, because there's not enough food to go around. But those are his 10 brothers. But if they help the brothers, maybe they don't have enough food to help the Egyptians. And Joseph has a family of his own with a wife of his own. They said to him, "No, my lord, for your servants have come to buy food. We are all one man's sons. We are honest men. Your servants are not spies." He said to them, "No, but you have come to see the nakedness of the land." What does that even mean? They said, "We, your servants, are 12 brothers, the son of one man in the name of Canaan. And behold, the youngest today is with our father, and one is no more." Joseph, but he didn't even recognize your brother. Joseph said to them, "It is like I told you, saying, you are spies. By this you shall be tested. By the life of Pharaoh, you shall not go out from here, unless your youngest brothers come here." So, Joseph is the youngest brother, right? So he's testing his brothers, saying, if you help your youngest brother, which is me, but you don't even recognize me. If you help your youngest brother, I will help you too, right? So if they are like, okay, I will help my youngest brother, which is him. If they are willing to do that to his youngest brother, he will help him. So that's what he's doing. He's like testing them, which is very smart. Very smart, very smart. Because, yeah, it's very smart actually, very smart, very smart. Because you get treated how you treat people, right? So now they are in such a dire situation that they're starving. But at this situation, are they still willing to help their youngest brother, which they hate? And if they're willing to put that hate aside and to help them, Joseph will help all of them. I'm sure of it. Send one of you and let him get your brother, and you shall be bound, that your words may be tested. Tested, see, it's a test. Whether there is truth in you, or else by the Pharaoh life of Pharaoh, you are spies. So of course they know it. He's not spies. They are brothers. He put them all together into custody for 3 days. Joseph said to them on the third day, do this and live, for I fear God. You're honest men, then let one of your brothers be bound in your prison, but you go, carry grain for the famine of your house. Bring your youngest brother to me. That's himself, right? If I'm not wrong, he's himself. Your words will be verified and you won't die. Okay, I'm right? Joseph is the youngest brother. Right. I'm not wrong, right? So, okay, assuming I'm right, I didn't get something mistaken. Joseph is the youngest brother. And they still don't know that is Joseph, right? Talking to them. So they did so. They said to one another, we are certainly guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the distress of his soul when he begged us, and we wouldn't listen. Therefore, this distress has come upon us. Reuben answered them, saying, didn't I tell you, saying, don't sin against the child, and you wouldn't listen? Therefore, behold, his blood is required. They didn't know that Joseph understood them, for there was an interpreter between them. Wait, I'm confused. Am I still right? Is Joseph the youngest child? Let's read on, because maybe I'm wrong. He turned himself away from them and wept. Then he returned to them and spoke to them, and took Simon from among them and bound him before their eyes. Then Joseph gave a command to fill their bags with grain and restore each man's money into the sack, and to give them food for the way. So it was done to them. So I knew Joseph was righteous, and he proved me right. Because even at this dire situation, he still helped his brothers, every one of the 10 of them, except the one he's bound up. But let's read. Why did he bind up one of them? They loaded their donkeys with their grain and departed from there. As one of them opened his sack to feed his donkey the food of lodging, he saw his money. Behold, it was the mouth of his sack. Means what? He didn't even take payment, is it? For the food. He didn't even take payment for the grain he's given them. Is he really that good? He said to his brothers, my money is restored. Behold, it's in my sack. It's not been restored. He didn't even take it in the first place. I mean, he took it to imprison them, but he didn't even take it as payment. It's why their hearts failed them, and they turned trembling to one another, saying, what is this that God has done to us? They came to Jacob, their father, to the land of Canaan, and told him all that happened to them, saying, maybe Joseph, right? Because of course they know Joseph is the youngest brother. Oh, hello. How are you? My headphones are not working, so can you reply to me in the chat? Okay. Hi. I wanna say something. Chatter distracted me. Okay, Joseph knows he's the youngest brother, and they can't find the youngest brother. But this is the test, right? Maybe. I am good. Okay, this is one chatter. Okay, let me concentrate. I don't want to talk to this chatter. I want to concentrate on my theory that Joseph knows he's the youngest brother, and he knows that they forgot what he looked like, right? So they all don't know what he is. So his test is for him to go back to his country and see whether they will put in enough work to know that Joseph, the man that gave him the grain and didn't take payment, is his brother. Wow, what a man. The Lord of the land spoke roughly with us and took us for spies of the country. We said to him, we are honest men, we are no spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of our father. One is no more, and the youngest today is with our father in the land of Canaan. Youngest today is the father of the land of Canaan. I thought he's Joseph. Oh, did I get this all wrong? The man, the Lord of the land, said to us, by this I will know that you are honest man. Leave one of your brothers with me, and take the grain for the famine of your houses and go away. Bring your youngest brother to me. Okay, I'm sorry, chatter, but you are really distracting me. And I need to read. And especially because you don't have headphones, right? So you can't hear me. I have to type. So I'm gonna off my chat, okay? Because I wanna concentrate. Then I will know that you are not spies, but you are honest men. So I will deliver your brothers to you, and you shall trade in the land. They emptied their sack, and behold, each man bundles of money was in his sack. Can somebody tell me whether Joseph is the youngest brother? Because I'm getting confused. When they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. Jacob, their father, said to them, you have bereaved me of my children. Joseph is no more. Simon is no more. And you want to take Benjamin away. Why did they say Joseph is no more? Because he left to the land of Egypt. And he died. So the father thinks, because the money, they didn't take payment, right? The father thought that they took another son, which is named Benjamin, as payment for the grain. But we know Joseph is as we read, the most righteous person in the Bible. As for now, he wouldn't do that. All these things are against me. Reuben spoke to his father, saying, kill 2 of my sons. If I don't bring them to you, entrust him to my care, and I'll bring him to you again. He said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is only left. If harm happens to him along the way which you go, then you'll bring down my grey hairs to the sorrow of Sheol. Very interesting. But I want to take a break. Okay, this chatter, please. Oh, I know you're a chatter. Okay, I don't want to type. I just want to talk. Okay, I'm sorry, chatter, but I wanna talk. Okay, sorry. I know you can't hear me, but I just want to talk. Okay, and let me talk. So we're taking a break now from reading the Bible. And I want to say, what do I want to say? I want to say Joseph is such a good guy. Like, one of the role models in the Bible, which I can learn a lot from. Because you don't understand, right? The famine was so severe for 7 years, and only Egypt, the only country that prepared for the famine because of Joseph, only prepared enough for Egypt, right? But the whole world needs the food. And they are slowly selling it to everybody from around the world. So there will probably be not even enough for Egypt itself, right? And Joseph needs to look after his wife, his kids. I think he got 2 or 1. I think 2, right? So he has a family to take care of. And not only that, he didn't see his brothers for so long, like all 12 of his brothers, right? For so long, but he still cared for them, even when they hated him. That is amazing. And not only that, he didn't take payment for the food that they bought. So this Joseph guy is like, wow, so amazing. So amazing. But, okay, what I'm scared about is something bad gonna happen to Joseph? Because he's so amazing. Such an amazing person. Is there a good ending to his story? Well, I don't know. But my only question is, why did he... Okay, I know why he bound one of his brothers. Because he wanted them to go back and find out that he is the lost brother of them, Joseph himself. And because the brother is bound there, Benjamin is bound in Egypt. They have to go back. But that's very interesting. They didn't even recognize his brother. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. And I want to thank 3 followers actually. Kiso777 in Twitch, Amy Bell 53, and Lana Bell 02. So maybe they are sisters. I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for following me on Twitch. And this is what I want to read in the Bible. This kind of interesting stories. Very interesting. Where is it? The famine was severe in the land. When they have eaten out the grain which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said to them, "Go again and buy us a little more food." No, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to find your youngest brother Joseph and bring him back. They failed. Judas spoke to him, saying, "The man solemnly warned us, saying, 'You shall not see my face unless your brother is with you. If you send our brother with us, we will go down and buy food. But if you don't send him, we won't go down.' For the man said to us, 'You shall not see my face unless your brother is with you.'" Oh, they didn't even see Joseph's face. That explains a lot. Israel said, "Why do you treat me so badly, telling the man that you had another brother?" They said, "The man asked directly concerning ourselves and concerning our relatives, saying, 'Is your father still alive? Have you another brother?' We just answered his question. Is there any way we could have known that he would say, 'Bring your brother down'?" Judah said to Israel his father, "Send the boy with me, and we'll get up and go, so that we may live and not die." The other brothers is really disappointing me because they had so much time, right? And they have the grain, right? And they waited until the last moment to search for their brother Joseph. So they actually don't really care about Joseph, right? They just say they cared to gain the rice, the grain to live, right? So deep down they don't care, and deep down I know Joseph wants to believe that his brothers care for him. All 10 of them, right, that's alive. All 10 of them that's alive cared for him, and his father cared for him. But we know that the sad truth is none of them do, and all they did was in order to live. So yes, I know, Joseph, you want to help them again, and I know I would try to help them, but it's time to let them starve because they're not grateful for you as a person. I know it's very harsh to say, but you gave them one chance, and it's time to not help them anymore. Both we and you, now little ones, will be collateral for him from my hand to require him. If I don't bring him to you and set him before you, then let me bear the blame forever. For if we hadn't delayed, we surely would have done a second time by now. The father Israel said to them, "If it must be so, then do this. Take from the choice fruit of the land in your bags. Carry down a present for the man, a little balm, a little honey, spices, myrrhs, and nuts, and almonds. And double the money in your hand." It's not about that. He didn't take payment for the grain, right? What makes you think he's there for the reward? He's there for a hidden purpose. And all you need to do was follow his instructions, and he will give you more, even if he suffers because of it. Because he is such a good person. And you had so much time. You had so much time to find Joseph. Please do something. And you didn't even do anything. All 10 of you and the father. And take back the money that was returned in your mouth in the sack. Perhaps it was an oversight. It's not an oversight because you're his brother, that's why. Take your brother also. Get up and return to the man. May God Almighty give you mercy before the man. The thing is, Joseph is a man of God, and he gave you mercy, that he may release you and your other brother Benjamin. If I'm bereaved of my children, I am bereaved. So I know it's harsh saying that, he shouldn't help them anymore, right? And that is very harsh. But if you take it all as a different point of view, if the roles were reversed, if Joseph was the one asking for money or grain, right? Firstly, they won't even give the grain. Secondly, they will take the money of Joseph. Thirdly, yeah, basically that. They won't even help Joseph in the first place. But because it's like that, and because the people are the way they are, right? The father and the 10 brothers, all they will do is keep asking for handouts, keep giving me handouts. But if the roles were reversed, they won't even give Joseph a single grain. Maybe that's why Joseph is so favored by God. And me, I favor Joseph too. The men took their present and they took double the money in their hands and Benjamin and got up, went down to Egypt. I thought Benjamin was with Joseph because he got in jail. And stood before Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with him, he said to the steward of his house, "Bring this man in the house, butcher and prepare, for the man will dine with me at noon." Wait, is Benjamin the youngest brother? I'm very confused. What is this? I'm very confused. I'm very confused. I thought Benjamin. Okay, let's just try to understand this correctly. Where's the Benjamin thing? Simon. They took Simon. Oh, Simon was the one that was bound. Then who's Benjamin? I'm very confused. Okay. Who knows? Somebody tell me who's the youngest brother, and it'll clear it up. Next one, right? Wait, no. You'll dine, right? Something about dining. The men did as Joseph commanded and brought the men to Joseph's house. The men were afraid because they were brought into Joseph's house, and they said, "Because of the monies that was written in our sack the first time we were brought in, that he may seek occasion against us, attack us, and seize us as slaves, along with our donkeys." Don't worry, Joseph is not that kind of guy. They came near to the steward of Joseph's house, and they spoke to him at the door of the house and said, "Oh, my lord, we indeed came down the first time to buy food. When we came to the lodging place, we opened our sack, and behold, each man's money was in the mouth of our sack. Our money in full weight." We know, okay, Joseph knows. He had brought it back in our hand. We have brought down the money in our hand to buy food. We don't know who put the money in our sack. He said, "Peace be with you. Don't be afraid. Your God and the God of your father has given you the treasure in your sack. I received your money." He brought Simon out to them. The man brought the men into Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet. He gave the donkeys fodder and prepared a present for Joseph coming at noon. Remember the prophecy that the dream Joseph have? They will all serve him, and there'll be 11 stars. Does 11 stars represent the 11 brothers? Because one died, right? One died. And the father? For they heard that they shouldn't eat bread there. When Joseph came, they brought him a present with shreds in their hands into the house and bowed themselves down before earth to him. So they did. The prophecy came true. They bowed before Joseph. Is it all 11 of them or the fathers there? He asked for their welfare. He said, "Is your father well, the man whom you spoke? Is he yet alive?" He said, "Your servant, our father, is well. He is alive." They bowed down humbly. He lifted up his eyes and saw Benjamin, his father's son, and said, "Is your youngest brother of whom you spoke to me?" He said, "God be gracious to you, my son." Joseph hurried, for his heart yearned over his brother, and sought a place to weep. What does that mean? I think Benjamin is the youngest brother, not Joseph. He entered a room and wept there. He washed his face and held. He controlled himself. He said, "Serve the meal." They served him by himself and them by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because the Egyptians do not eat with the Hebrews, for there is an abomination to Egyptians. They set before him the firstborn according to their birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. The men marveled with one another. He sets portions to them from before them, but Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as theirs. They drank and were merry with him. Okay, I don't know who's this Benjamin guy, to be honest. But assuming this Benjamin guy was ostracized or something. Okay. He commanded the stewards of his house, saying, "Fill the men's sacks with food." Fill the men's sacks with as much as they can carry, and put each man's money into his sack. I'll put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack mouth of the youngest, with his grain money. He did according to what that Joseph had spoken. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their donkeys. When they had gone out of the city and were not far off, Joseph said to his steward, "Up, follow after the men. When you overtake them, ask them, 'Why have you rewarded evil for good? Isn't that from which my Lord drinks, and by which he indeed divines? You have done evil in so doing.'" He overtook them and spoke these words to them. So Joseph was doing another test, right? He purposely put his silver cup, right, Lord drinks. Yeah, he put his silver cup purposely in their sack mouth, and he's testing them whether he will return it to him, because he did so much good for them, right? And I think he wouldn't return it. They wouldn't return it. But let's see. They said to him, "Why does my Lord speak such words as this? Far it be for your servants that they shouldn't do such thing. Behold, the money which we found in the 6 months, we have brought it again to you of the land of Canaan. Then how should we steal silver or gold from the Lord's house? With whomsoever your servant is found, let him die. We will also be my Lord's slave." Instead, "Now let it be according to your word. Him who found with it will be my slave, and you will be blameless." Then hurried, each man took his sack down from the ground. Each man opened the sack. He searched the beginning of the oldest and the ending of the youngest. The cup was found in Benjamin's sack. They tore their clothes, and each man loaded his donkey and returned to the city. Judah and his brothers came to Joseph's house, and he was still there. They fell on the ground before him. Joseph said to them, "What deed is this that you have done? Don't you know that such a man as I can indeed do divination?" Judah said, "What will we tell my Lord? What will we speak? How can we clear ourselves? For God has found the iniquity of your servant. Behold, we are the Lord's slave. For behold, we and he also in whose hand the cup is found." He said, "Far be it from me that I should do so. The man in whose hand the cup is found, he will be my slave. But as for you, go up in peace to your father." So he probably put in Benjamin's cup because he wanted Benjamin to be his slave. I don't want to type. I'm sorry. Sorry, I do not want to type. Okay, so What am I supposed to say now? So why does he want Benjamin to be his slave? Which is the youngest, apparently. Then Judah came near to him and said, "Oh, my lord, please let your servant speak a word in my lord's ears, and don't let your anger burn against your servant, for you are even as Pharaoh." My lord asked his servant, saying, "Have you a father or brother?" We said to my lord, "We have a father, an old man, a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead, for he alone is left with his mother, and his father loves him." He said to your servants, "Bring him down to me, that I may set my eyes on him." We said to my lord, "The boy can't leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die." You said to your servant, "Unless your youngest brother comes down with you, you will see my face no more." When we came up to your servant, my father, we told him the words of my lord. Our father said, "Go again and buy us a little food." We said, "We can't go down. If our youngest brother is with us, then we will go down. Or we may not see the man's face unless our youngest brother is with us." The servant, my father, said to us, "You know that my wife bore me 2 sons. One went out with me, and I said, 'Surely he's torn to pieces.' I haven't seen him since. If you take this one also from me, and harm happens to him, you'll bring down my grey hair with sorrow to Sheol. Now therefore, when I come to your servant my father, and the boy is not with us, since his life is bound out in the boy's life, it will happen. When he sees that the boy is no more, that he will die. Your servant will bring down the grey hair of your servant our father to the sorrow of Sheol. For your servant has become collateral for the boy to my father, saying, 'If you don't bring him to you, then I'll bear the blame to my father forever.'" So is Joseph the youngest brother or Benjamin? Can somebody tell me? "Now therefore, please let your servant stay with instead of the boy, my lord's slave. Let the boy go up with his brothers, for how will I go out to my father if the boy isn't with me? Least the evil, least I see the evil that will come on my father." Okay, let's take a break, a short break. Then we'll try to finish the last last 6 pages. Last 6 pages of the Bible. Bible. So you can look at me in the meantime. Mm, what I want to say. I don't get the moral of this story for sure. I get that there is this story, but what is the moral? You know, most story has a moral of the story, and we are supposed to learn something from it, but nothing has been learned yet. Yet. Hmm. Hmm. Mm. 6 hours ago. Um, 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 um. Mm, hmm. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm supposed to think. I guess I don't. Well, there's nothing to think about now. Is there? I think I have to wait until the story ends. Like, what is Joseph planning? Firstly, what is Benjamin? Who's Benjamin? And what's the father? You know, maybe it all ties up in the end. So I guess we just get back into it. Joseph couldn't control himself before all those who stood before him and called out, "Cause everyone to go out from me." No one else stood with him. While Joseph made himself known to his brothers, he wept aloud. The Egyptians heard, the house of Pharaoh heard. Joseph said to his brother, "I am Joseph. Does my father still live?" His brother couldn't answer him, for they were terrified at his presence. Joseph said to his brothers, "Come near to me. Come near to me, please." They came near. He said, "I'm Joseph, your brother, whom you sold to Egypt." Oh, am I supposed to know that? Because I keep reading and I didn't even know he was sold to Egypt. I know he went to Egypt to become an interpreter, but I didn't know he was sold. Now don't be grieved nor angry with yourselves that you sold me here. For God has sent me before you to preserve life. For these 2 years of famine has been in the land, and there are yet 5 years. Yeah, there are 5 years, so they keep coming back to us for grain, in which there will be no plowing and no harvest. God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant in the earth, and to save you alive by a great deliverance. So now it wasn't you who sent me here, but God. And he made me a father to Pharaoh, lord of all his house, ruler of all the land of Egypt. Hurry and go up to my father and tell him, this is what your son Joseph said. God has made me lord of all Egypt. Come down to me, don't wait. You shall dwell in the land of Goshen, and you will be near to me. You, your children, your children's children, your flock, your herds, all that you have. There I'll provide for you. So I'm pretty sure Joseph is smart enough, right, to plan to save all his brothers at the start. At the start of the 7 years of plenty, he already planned enough for all his brothers because he's so smart, right? Because he knew they sold him to Egypt, but he knew he's gonna forgive all of them, including his father, and he would take care of all of them. For there are yet 5 years of famine, lest you come to poverty, you, your household, and all that you have. Behold, your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that is in my mouth, that speaks to you. You shall tell my father all my glory in Egypt, and all that you have seen. You shall hurry and bring my father down here. He fell on his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept on his neck. He kissed all his brothers and wept on them. After that, his brothers talked with him. The report of it was heard in the Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brothers have come. It pleased Pharaoh well and his servants. Pharaoh said to Joseph, tell your brothers, do this. Load your animals and go, and travel to the land of Canaan. There's Aura. Take your father and your household, and come to me, and I will give you the good of the land of Egypt, and you eat the fat of the land. Now you are commanded to do this. Take wagons out of the land of Egypt for your little ones and your wives, and bring your father and come. Also, don't concern yourself about your belongings, for the good of the land of Egypt is yours. The son of Israel did so. Joseph gave them wagons, according to the commandment of Pharaoh, and gave them provisions for the way. He gave each one of them a change of clothing, but to Benjamin, he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of clothing. Why? Who's Benjamin? He's the youngest, but did they ostracize him? Who is Benjamin? I don't really understand. Because I just read, right? There's too much. Just reading. But then it all ties back, and I forgot. You know? He sent the following to his father: 10 donkeys loaded with the goods of Egypt, 10 female donkeys loaded with grain and bread and provisions for his father on by the way. So he sent his brothers away, and he said to them, see that you don't quarrel on the way. They went out of Egypt and came to the land of Canaan, to Jacob their father. They told him, saying, Joseph is still alive. He's the ruler of all land of Egypt. His heart is fainted, for he didn't believe them. They told him all the words of Joseph, which he said to them. He saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to him to carry him. The spirit of Jacob, their father, revived. Israel said, Israel is Jacob, by the way, if you guys didn't know. It's enough. Joseph, my son, is still alive. I will go and see him before I die. Let's see. Israel traveled with all that he had and came to Beersheba. Oh, Beersheba. Remember Beersheba? And offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. God spoke to Israel in the vision of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. He said, Here I am. He said, I am God, the God of your father. Don't be afraid to go down to Egypt, for there I'll make of you a great nation. They always promise this. God always promised a great nation. I will go down with you into Egypt, and I will also surely bring you again. Joseph's hands will close your eyes. Joseph's hand will close your eyes means Joseph will kill him, is it? Is that what it means? Jacob rose up from Beersheba. The sons of Israel carried Jacob, their father, and their little ones and their wives in the wagon which Pharaoh had sent him to carry. They took their livestock and their goods, which they had gotten from the land of Canaan, and came out. I hit my knee. Can I move this so I don't hit my knee? Okay. You know what? I don't know. I'll move this. I'll move this a bit more so I won't hit myself. I'll hit my knee. Okay, so it's more space. So, what do I want to say? What I want to say is, they're not poor. All the brothers and his father Israel, Jacob, they're not poor. They have a lot of money, but all what they don't have, right, is food, right, because of the famine. They are rich, actually, right? So, it's kind of a good thing that I learned that you can have as much wealth as possible, but if you don't have food, right, what's all that money gonna do? And it doesn't apply to food too. It applies to health. You don't have health, what's all the money gonna do? It applies to your age. Very old. Can have all the money in the world, but it doesn't mean anything. Can it apply to maybe family, your children, your wife? Can apply to maybe your dreams. You can have all the money in the world, but it can't buy your dreams. Your youth. What else can it apply to? Well, let me think. Maybe your brain, your knowledge. You have all the money in the world, but what if you have dementia and you forget everything that is important to you? Maybe education. It doesn't buy education. You can spend all the money in the world, spend all the time in the world making money, but it doesn't help you if you want to learn a new language or learn a new skill. So maybe the point of this is to say, maybe just be grateful for what you have, because you don't know when it will be taken away from you. I am God, God of Jacob rose up from Beersheba. The sons of Israel carried Jacob and their father and their little ones and their wives in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. They took their livestock and their goods, which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came to Egypt. Jacob and all his offspring with him, his sons' sons with him, his daughters, and his daughters' sons' daughters, and he brought all his offspring with him to Egypt. These are names of the children of Israel who came to Egypt: Jacob, his sons, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, the son of Reuben, Enoch, Palu, Heron, and Kami, the sons of Simon, Yemul, Jimmy, Ohad, Jichin, Zohar, and Saru, the son of Canaanite woman, son of Levi, Gershon, Colonel Kahat, and Merari, the son of Judah, Onan, Shelah, Perez, and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. Canaan has so much aura. This guy. Okay, I just want to talk about Canaan, right? This guy. If you don't know, okay, you know, because I said it so many times. He's cursed to be a servant of servant, but the land is named after Canaan. So, what's the point of him being cursed to be servants of servants? Or maybe his story is not even over yet. You know? Maybe we will tie back to why the name is named. The land is named Canaan. But this guy has so much aura. And look, this woman, which Simon married, right, is a Canaanite woman named after Canaan himself. Wow. You got a whole race of people named Canaanite. The son of Perez were Herazon and Hermu, the sons of Ishla, Tola, Purva, Yop, and Shimron, the sons of Zerubbabel, Zerat, Elon, Mask, and Jahil. These are the sons of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob in Padan Aram, daughter Dinah, and all the souls of his son and his daughters were 33. The sons of Gad, Zephon, Hagi, Shuni, Ezbon, Eri, Arudi, and Erili. Sons of Asher, Imna, Ishvia, Ishi, Beria, and Sarah, their system. The sons of Berila, Heber, and Malchial, the sons of Zipha, whom Laban gave to Leah, his daughter, and these she bore to Jacob, even 16 souls. The son of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. Wait, Joseph and Benjamin is Jacob's what? Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. I thought he has 10 more after him. To Joseph, the land of Egypt, were born Meshach and Ephraim, whom Esnea, the daughter of Priya, priest of On, bore to him. The sons of Benjamin were Bela, Bicher, Ashbel, Gera, Naam, Ish, Rosh, Mupim, Hupim, and Ard. They are the sons of Rachel who were born to Jacob, and all souls were 14. What does it mean? So there's 14 people. The sons of Dan, Hushim, the sons of Natali. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. There's too many names and too many things going on. I can't remember. Jahil, Guni, Jizer, and Shilim. These are the sons of Bila, whom Laban gave to Rachel, his daughter. All this she bore to Jacob, and all the souls were 7. Huh? You can't tell me they're all the same age. You tell me the person gave birth to all these people in the same year. That's impossible. This one also. How are they all 7? I don't get it. But let's just take it for the word it is. All the souls who came to Jacob in Egypt, who were his direct offsprings, in addition to Jacob's son's wife, all the souls were 66. Nah, that means there are 66 people, not their age. The sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Egypt, there were two souls. All the souls of the house were Jacob, who came to Egypt, was 70. Jacob sent Judah before him to Joseph to show the way before him to Goshen. And they came to the land of Goshen. Joseph prepared his chariot and went to meet Israel his father in Goshen. He presented himself to him, fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. Israel said to Joseph, "Now let me die, since I see in your face that you are alive." Joseph said to his brothers and father's house, "I will go up and speak with Pharaoh, and to tell him, my brothers and my father's house, who were in the land of Canaan, have come to me. These men are shepherds, for they have been keepers of livestock, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. It will happen when Pharaoh summons you and will say, 'What is your occupation?' And that you shall say, 'Your servants have been keepers of livestock from our youth, even until now, both we, our father, and our fathers, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination to Egyptians. Huh? Every shepherd is an abomination to Egyptians. Huh? What? I don't understand. I don't understand. They hate shepherds or something. Then Joseph went in and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brothers with all their flocks and their herds and all that they own have come out from the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. From among his brothers he took 5 men and presented them to Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to his brothers, what is your occupation? They said to Pharaoh, your servants are shepherds, both we our fathers. They said to Pharaoh, we have come to live as foreigners in the land, for there is no pasture in your servants' flock. The famine is severe in the land of Canaan, and everywhere. Therefore, please let the servants dwell in the land of Goshen. The Pharaoh spoke to Joseph, saying, your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Egypt is before you. Make your fathers and your brothers dwell in the best of land. Let them dwell in the land of Goshen. If you know any able men among them, put them in charge of my livestock. Joseph brought in Jacob his father and set him before the Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Jacob, how old are you? He's 30, but that is last time. Jacob said to Pharaoh, in the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years old. 130 years. Ha! It's been so long. I thought he was 30. In the days of the years of my life have been few and evil. They have not attained to the days of the years of my fathers, in the days of the life of my fathers, in the days of their pilgrimage. Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from the presence of Pharaoh. Pharaoh. Jacob placed his father and his brothers and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, the best of land, in the land of Rameses. This is not the same land. They said Goshen, but it's Rameses, as Pharaoh has commanded. Maybe Rameses is in the land of Goshen. God provided his father, his brother, and all his father's household with bread, according to the size of their families. There was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very severe, so that the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan fainted by reason for the famine. Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the grain which they brought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. When the money was all spent in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in your presence? For our money fails. Joseph said, give me your livestock and I'll give you food for your livestock if your money is gone. They brought their livestock to Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for the horses and for the flocks and for the herds and for the donkeys, and he fed them with bread in exchange for all their livestock for that year. When the year ended, they came to him the second year and said to him, we will not hide from my lord how our money is all spent, and the herds of the livestock are my lord's. There's nothing left in the sight of my lord but our bodies and our lands. Why should we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants to Pharaoh. Give us seed that we may live and not die, and that the land won't be desolate. Okay, that's a good deal. You're gonna die anyways. So might as well try to be a servant and live. So Joseph brought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. For every man of the Egyptians sold his field, because the famine was severe on them, and the land became Pharaoh's. As for the people, he moved them into cities from one end of the border of the Egypt, even to the other end of it. Only he didn't buy the land of the priests, for the priests had a portion from the Pharaoh, and ate their portion which Pharaoh gave them. That is why they didn't sell their land. Then Joseph said to the people, Behold, I brought you and your land for Pharaoh. Behold, here is the seed for you, and you shall sow the land. It will happen at harvest that you shall give 1/5 to Pharaoh. 4 parts of it will be your own, for the seeds of the field, your food, for them, your household, and for the fruits of your little one. So 7 years is almost up that they can plant food again. He said, You have saved our life. Let us find favor in the sight of my Lord, and we will see Pharaoh's servant. Joseph made it a statute concerning the land of Egypt to this day, that Pharaoh should have the fifth. Only the land of the priests alone didn't become Pharaoh's. Israel lived in the land of Egypt, in the land of Goshen, that they got themselves possession therein, and were fruitful and multiplied exceedingly. Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the days of Jacob, the years of his life, were 147 years. Oh, he came in at 130 years old, so he was really an old man. I thought it was 30. And lived 17 years after that. The time came near that Israel must die, and he called his son Joseph and said to him, If now I have found favor in your sight, please put your hand under my thigh and deal kindly with me. Please don't bury me in Egypt, but when I sleep with my fathers, you shall carry me out of Egypt and bury me in their burying place. Joseph said, I will do as you have said. Israel said, Swear to me. And he swore to him. Then Israel bowed himself on the bed's head. After all these things, someone said to Joseph, Behold, your father is sick. He took with him 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Someone told Jacob and said, Behold, your son Joseph comes to you. And Israel strengthened himself and sat on the bed. Jacob said to Joseph, God Almighty appeared to me at Luz, called in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said to me, Behold, I will make you fruitful and multiply you, and I will make you a company of peoples, and will give this land to your offspring for an everlasting possession. Now, your 2 sons who were born to you in the land of Egypt before I came to you into Egypt are mine. Ephraim and Manasseh, as Reuben and Simeon, will be mine. The offspring whom you have become father of after them will be yours. They will be called the name of their brothers in their inheritance. As for me, when I came from Padan, Rachel died beside me in the land of Canaan. On the way, when there was still some distance to come to Ephraim, and buried her there on the way of Ephraim, also called Bethlehem. Let me check something. Oh, I got total of 5 followers. Woohoo! On Twitch. I'll check something. Give me a minute. So we're almost done with Genesis, which is very nice. Just after these 2 more pages. Okay, so let's go back to this. And after that, I wanna take a break. Another short break, and we can talk about Genesis. Because woohoo, we are almost done. Israel saw Joseph's son and said, Who are these? Joseph said to his father, These are my sons, whom God has given me. He said, "Please bring them to me, and I will bless them." Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, that he couldn't see well. Joseph brought them near to him and kissed them and embraced them. Israel said to Joseph, "I didn't think I would see your face, and behold, God has let me see your offspring also." Joseph also brought them out from between his knees and bowed himself with his face to the earth. Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand towards Israel's left hand, and Misha in his left hand towards Israel's right hand, and brought them near to him. Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it on Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand on Misha's head, guiding his hand only, for Misha was the firstborn. He blessed Joseph, saying, "The God before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac walked, the God who has fed me all my life along to this day, the angel who has redeemed me from all evils, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, and let my name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, let them grow into a multitude upon the earth." When Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand on the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. Why? He held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh's head. Joseph said to his father, "Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put your right hand on his head." So this firstborn, secondborn kind of thing again. His father refused and said, "I know, my son, I know. He will also become a people. He will also be great. However, his younger brother will be greater than he, and his offspring will become a multitude of nations." Ephraim. Okay, let's remember this name, Ephraim. He blessed them that day, saying, Israel will bless in your name, saying, "God make you as Ephraim and Manasseh," and set Ephraim before Manasseh. Israel said to Joseph, "Behold, I am dying, but God will be with you and bring you again to the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to you one portion above your brothers, which I took out of the land of Amorite with my sword and with my bow." Okay, second last page. Jacob called to his sons, said, "Gather yourself together, that I may tell you which will happen to you in the days to come. Assemble yourself and hear your son Jacob. Listen to Israel, your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might. In the beginning of my strength, you are excelling in dignity, excelling in power, boiling like water. You shall not excel, because you went out to your father's bed, then defiled it, and he went out to my couch." What's happening? Simon and Levi are brothers. Their swords are weapons of violence. My soul, don't come to their counsel. My glory, don't be united to their assembly. Okay. For in their anger they killed men. In their self-will they hamstrung cattle. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Judah, your brother, will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down before you. Judah is a lion's cub. From the prey, my son, you have gone up. He stooped down and crouched as a lion, as a lioness. Who will rouse him up? The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler staff from between his feet, until he comes to whom it belongs. Obedience of the people will be to him, binding his foal to the vine, his donkeys caught to the choice vine. He has washed his garments in wine, his robes in the blood of grapes. His eyes will be red with wine, his teeth white as milk. Okay, all these things, right? I'm not gonna remember. I can't remember so much. Abraham will dwell in the heaven of sea. He will be haven of ships. His brother will be on Sidon. Gideon. Ishkal is a strong donkey. Lying down between the saddlebags, he saw a resting place that it was good. The land it was pleasant. He bows his shoulders to the burden and becomes a servant doing forced labor. A lot more to go. Then will judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Then will be a serpent on the trail, an adder to the path, and bite the horse's heel, so that his rider falls backwards. I waited for your salvation, Lord. Why Lord? I only this one have Lord. A troop will pass on Gad, but he will press on their heel. Asher's food will be rich. He will produce royal Diantites. Naphtali is a doe set free who bears beautiful fawns. Joseph is the second youngest. Benjamin is the youngest. Okay, at least we know that now. Joseph is a fruitful vine by spring. His branches run all over war. The archers had severely grieved him, shot at him, and persecuted him, but his bow remained strong. His arms of his hand were made strong by the hands of the mighty one of Jacob. From there is the shepherd, the stone of Israel, even by God of your father, who will help you, by the Almighty who will bless you, by the blessing of heavens above, blessing of the deep that lies below, the blessing of the breast and of the womb, blessing of your father have prevailed above the blessing of my ancestors, above the boundaries of the ancient hills. They will be on the head of Joseph, on the crown of the head of him who separated from his brothers. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he will devour the prey. In the evening he will divide and plunder. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel. Oh, interesting. And this is what their father spoke to them and blessed them. He blessed him. He blessed everyone according to his own blessing and instructed to them. I said to them, I am to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, Oak of Mamre, the land of Canaan, which Abraham brought with the field of Ephron the Hittite as a burial place. Yes, the hill. Remember, for like 400 shillings or something, silver shillings, they buried. They buried Abraham and Sarah his wife. There they buried Isaac and Rebekah his wife. There I buried Leah, the field, and the cave that is therein, which were purchased from the children of Heth. Yes, I remember this. When Jacob finished charging his sons, he gathered up to his feet into the bed and breathed his last breath and was gathered to his people. The last page. Last page of Genesis. Joseph fell on his father's face, wept on him, and kissed him. Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, and the physicians embalmed Israel. 40 days were used for him, for that is how many days it takes to embalm. The Egyptians wept for Israel for 70 days. Well, what did Israel do for the Egyptians actually? When the days of weeping for him were past, Joseph spoke to Pharaoh's staff, saying, If now I have found favor in your eyes, please speak of in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swearing, saying, Behold, I am dying. Bury me in the grave which I have dug for myself in the land of Canaan. Now, therefore, please let me go up and bury my father, and I will come again. Pharaoh said, Go up and bury your father, just like he made you swear. Joseph went up to bury his father with him. Went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, the elders of the land of Egypt, all the houses of Joseph, his brother, and his father's house. Only their little ones, their flock, and their herds they left in the land of Goshen. Both chariots and horsemen went up with him. It was a very great company. They came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan. And there they lamented with a very great and severe lamentation. He mourned for his father 7 days. When the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning of the floor of Atad, they said, "This is a very grievous mourning by Egyptians." Therefore, his name was called El Mizraim, which is beyond the Jordan. His sons did to him as he commanded him, for his sons carried him to the land of Canaan. Okay, we know in real life, right? There's a place called Israel, right? The Holy Land of Jerusalem, Israel, and Palestine, right? So their location in real life is probably named after this guy named Israel, right? Which is Jacob. But they buried him in the land of Canaan. So is the land of Canaan Israel? I think I said this before. Is the land of Canaan Israel? Right? It became Israel, right? That's my guess. Land of Canaan. Because Canaan has so much aura that it has to become Israel. Where else can Canaan become in real life? And bury him in the... And Canaan, look, and one more thing. You know who else is buried in Canaan? Israel, Abraham, and his son, Isaac, all buried in Canaan. And bury him in the cave in the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field as a possession for burial site from Ephron and Hittite near Mamre. Joseph returned to Egypt. He said, he and his brothers, all that went up with him to bury his father after he buried his father. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, "It may be that Joseph will hate us and will willfully pay us back for all the evils which we did to him." They sent a message to Joseph saying, "Your father commanded before he died, saying, you tell Joseph, now please forgive the disobedience of your brothers and their sins, because they did evil to you." All the brothers don't need to do that. Joseph is such a good guy, right? That you don't need to be lying to Joseph. Like, this is just bad. Now please forgive the disobedience of the servants of the God of your father. Joseph wept when they spoke to him. His brothers also went and fell down before his face and they said, "Behold, we are your servants." Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid, for am I?" Why is this I capitalized? No, bolded. "Don't be afraid, for am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to save many people alive, as is happening today. Therefore, don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your little ones." He comforted them and spoke kindly to them. Joseph lived in Egypt, and in his father's house. Joseph lived 110 years. Wait, what? I thought Joseph was 130 years old. I'm so confused. Oh, maybe Jacob was 110, 130. I'm so 147. I don't know. Well, wait, how can Joseph be 110 years lived? I don't know. Wait, let's just check it. You know what? Let's check. Because I remember 147. Who is the 147? Mm, 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 Can I not find it? Oh no, too many words. Or did I miss it already? Or did I not go back far enough? So many questions. It can't be here, right? Oh, Jacob's life. Okay. Jacob's life was 147 years. And Jacob is Israel. Okay, so it's not Joseph. Okay, good. Where's the 110? Joseph saw Ephraim's children to the third generation. The children of Machir, the son of Machir, were born on Joseph's knee. So said to his brothers, I'm dying, but God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land to the land which he swore to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob. Joseph swore an oath to the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones from there. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. And that is the end of Genesis, and we will go to the second book, which is, look at how many chapters are there. Look at this. So I know from my aunt that this is all the way here is the Old Testament, like the green, and the purple is the New Testament, and this is like, let's say, some kind of middle stuff. I forgot the exact term for it. Like scriptures, is it? Not sure. But we made it to Exodus, and how many pages are there in Exodus? 40. Quite long, but not as long as Genesis. So let's take a break, Why not? We finished Genesis after so long. And you can look at, and you know what my classic chatters are saying. Let me read it to you. AI viewers streambo.com always asking me to bot my viewers. I'm not gonna do that. Then another one says streaming zero. Let's change that only at stream promotions. Stream promotion bot. Bro, I don't need to bot my viewers because what did we learn reading the Bible? And remember, last stream, which is today, we learned I had a dream. And the dream taught me to not take the easy way out. So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna bot my viewers. So, let's talk about Genesis. Well, everybody in Genesis, every person in Genesis is kind of bad, except Joseph and that guy. And now, to this day, do you know anybody named Abraham? No. Do you know anybody named Lot? No. Do you know anybody named Isaac? Yes. There is Isaacs around. And do you know anybody named Joseph? Yes, because Joseph is such a good guy. Wow. Amazing story. Amazing. But I don't know what's the story Joseph, like the moral of the story that Joseph want to learn, like God. What am I supposed to learn from that story? It's just Joseph is such a good, amazing person. He's so good that what is there to learn, What is there to learn? What is there to learn? What is there to learn? Okay, let me take a break and look at my stream statistics. Or any statistics. YouTube statistics. Okay. Facebook. Well, Joseph, so amazing. He died at 110 years old. His father died at. Wait, there's so many likes on why? Why is there so many likes on TikTok? Oh. Lol. Let's check Twitch. There is analytics, right? How do I see stream summary but for 30 days instead? Yeah, let's see total 30 days. Home. I'm very confused. I'm very confused. If it's not analytics, try stream manager. No, it's not. How do I see? I don't know. Wait, I know. Go here, you go settings, right? Stream manager. No. Monetization. I'm very confused. I think it's this. I just want to see how many hours I streamed the past few days. It should be overview. Okay, is this correct? No, I wanna... Wow, I streamed nearly 24 hours in the past 30 days. And it's not even in the past 30 days. It started from June 9. June 9 is about 1 week and 2 days. So 9 days ago. So in 30 days, I'll probably do triple that. What was my goal? I think my goal is to do 100 hours per month, every month. But that's... Okay, that's quite a lot, to be honest. 100 hours per month every month, which is 3 hours 30 minutes. No, 3 hours and 20 minutes per day. Every day, including weekends. Yeah, I want to do 100 hours every month. So I don't know whether that's doable. Especially because I don't know. We'll just see, We'll just see. I mean, it's our first month streaming, so don't need to force it. Should we look at the next Exodus? Just see. What is Exodus about? And what is Exodus? Second book of Moses. Who's Moses? I remember hearing his name. Moses. Oh, Moses parting the seas. So we're gonna learn about Moses parting the seas. But maybe I want to do it today, but at the same time, we should do something else, I don't know. Normally I got a lot of things to yap about, but now I don't. So this is very weird. You guys can just look at me. Oh. Is there anything to talk about? I don't know. Let's talk about World Cup. You know what's gonna happen in 40 minutes? Portugal is gonna play their first match of the World Cup, which is against Ghana, if I'm not wrong. Cristiano Ronaldo. Should I watch it? Cristiano Ronaldo. Sui. Astro Speed is gonna live stream Ronaldo. And I started making my next YouTube video is a tier list video. Maybe I can finish it tomorrow. Maybe not. Maybe I can, maybe I cannot. Because I started it and I kind of didn't think of what to say. I still need to script. Okay, I finished half the script. I need to finish the other half of the script. Then I need to record the video. Then I need to edit the video. Then I need to make the clips for the videos. Then I need to edit the clips. Then I can upload it all. So if I can finish all of it tomorrow, that'd be great. And I will still stream tomorrow. So everything is going very well. And by the way, today, because we streamed 2 times today, we read the most pages of the Bible of any day, which is very good. Yeah, let me use my phone and chill. Let's just chill, We don't have to force reading the Bible, I don't know. I don't even know what I want to search. Because if I end my stream now, then I'll just chill. Chill for another, don't know how long. Chill and waste my time. So might as well chill here. SpaceX stocks. If you watch my video on SpaceX stock, my YouTube video, it's so volatile now. Can I show you this? I'm showing you this. Look at this. Look at the price move. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down. It's so crazy. So crazy. It went all the way down to today's low of around, what do I even see? 186, I think. But I can't see the number unless I can find it. I don't know. It's somewhere. I'm sure it's somewhere. Like today's high and low, not historical high and low. Oh, because options was available. Options means you can call and put. So you bet whether it goes up and down, right? And because of that, it makes the SpaceX stock drop a lot, which is good if you wanna buy the stocks. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, right? Because I'm gonna hold it for long periods, like years. Yeah. I wanna check monetization requirement on Twitch because what if we hit that before YouTube? So yeah, why not? Twitch affiliate requirements. 25 followers. Wait, I thought it was 75. It's only 25. $25 4 hour stream. So we outwork 4 hours by a lot. We stream 24 hours already in 9 days. 4 unique days, we stream like every day. So it will be like 9 days now. 3 average viewers. So we are 5 followers. Okay, we are 5 out of 25, which is not that bad. You just need 20 more. And we need 3 average viewers. That's the hardest part. It's only hard because we're reading the Bible and kind of boring, you know. Who it's not a lot of people that want to watch me just read the Bible. But I'm sure when we start playing games, we can reach 3 concurrent viewers and reach 25 followers. So that's why I wanna finish this challenge as fast as possible. Actually, let's check. Let's check not Exodus, but after Exodus, right? Leviticus. How many pages are there? 27. So it's not even that much. It's just numbers. How about numbers? 36. It's just Genesis is so long. Genesis is so long. It's 34. Everything is 30 plus. It's so much faster than Genesis. So you can think about it, right? Is we went through the hard. This 24, so you can read 2 Joshua's instead of Genesis. This is okay. It is very good. It's very, very good, right? Because we will start at Genesis for so long, right? And the progress is so slow. I'm just like, why are we still stuck at Genesis? But actually, it's quite long. Genesis is one of the longest. Actually, we can search it, right? Bible chapters pages. Number of pages. Okay, let me. Okay, if it's not called chapters, what is it called? Testament. Must be chapter. Book. Okay, let's search the wiki for Bible. You know, we just have to ask AI. ChatGPT. This is not good. Perplexity. Okay, I'll just ask you on my phone because I don't want to leak anything. Right. Look at me, and I'll search it on my phone. AI. How many pages of the Bible every chapter? Number pages. Play the AI. Yeah, it depends on the translation. And yeah. So yeah, okay, we can see, right? Genesis is 50, then it's 40, then 27, then 36, then 34, 24, 21, 4, 31. Okay, it just all the way until Psalm is very little. Then Psalm is 150 pages long. Then Isaiah is 66. Then Jeremiah is 52. Then the rest is short. Ezekiel is 48. Where is... Oh, there's Old Testament. And the last one is 67. New Testament is very short. 28. We can like zoom past this actually. So today, actually let's stop for today, you know. Today we did 1 hour 45 in the afternoon, and now another 1 hour 40 minutes. Finish this, and hopefully we can finish more in the future. Okay, let's just assume the Bible is 1,000 pages. I know it's not, but I'm running off to 1,000 for calculations. And we finished 50 pages, so we are 5% of the way of the Bible. Think about it, it's not that long. Yeah. I really want to finish the Bible so we can start playing games. And so that I don't have to keep doing this, you know. You know what I mean? Like, it's a everyday challenge. Yeah. Okay, let me do the math. If I can read 10 pages per hour, we need... Let's say we need 1,000 pages left. So we need 100 hours. And if I stream 6 hours per day divided by 100, is that so long? So long. Well, I mean, I did so many hard challenges in my YouTube, so if I can do this, I can do anything. If I can do anything, I can do everything. If I can do everything, I can become a content creator and make some money off this. Yeah, why not? If I can do this, okay. If Jinxie can stream for an entire year to one viewer, I can read the entire Bible on my stream, and I can do it fast too. I don't need to be dilly-dallying. So I want to end my stream today and tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow I'll show you how much I can read. Because we end at a nice number 50. And based on the tomorrow's afternoon and night stream, we can do a calculation for how long it will take us, you know. Because today we didn't even do that much. It's like 3 hours 30 minutes total for both streams. And tomorrow I'll show you how much work I can do. And not only that, I'll probably work on my new video too. But if I'm doing so much on the Bible, I don't think I finish my other video. I'll just work on it a bit and try to finish this Bible. And everything will be easier once I finish this Bibles because I only need to stream once per day and I can stream games. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for the 3 followers that follow me today on Twitch. And we just need 20 more so I can get that, and I need 3 average viewers, which is kind of hard to be honest because I'm averaging 0. Okay, maybe 0.2.